the arrival of Wynn Resort as the first, casino in the UAE, has brought huge interest for the destination.
Confident there, everyone is involved, definitely. But of course, I believe, at least from my experience, that when the captain is sailing and really going to the right direction, you always arrive to your destination.
So when you add all those elements, you have people that are usually committed.
What kind of tips on terms of skills that you can give based on your own experience?
From a procurement to the delivery to data recording. So you have a lot of departments that are involved in their own activities. And when you see the speed also of content, like you can create a flyer or a video in a minute. So
Yes.
Graphic designs or so definitely there will be a few jobs that are going to be potentially be replaced. I hope.
Welcome to Level Up. I'm your host Hakim. This show where I bring to the table real stories, real talk. Today, I have a pleasure of welcoming hospitality leader whose track record speaks for itself. He's been named one of the hotel and catering's top 40 hospitality heavyweight for 2025. Under his leadership, Movenpick Resort Al Marian Island become Accor's UAE #1 flagship in RGI, hit record-breaking revenues, generated over 1 billion media impressions, and earned multiple awards, including Best GM for RACA TDA and Best Hotel at the RAC Excellence Awards 2025.
Wow.
Fabien, welcome to the show.
Well, an introduction, man.
I had to read it. I had to read it, to be honest. It's a really pleasure to have you, and absolutely, I can say it speaks for itself. I had also the pleasure to work with you a little bit. It was a short time, but if I go back, I'm like, I should have worked with this man more. So thank you for being in the show and for your time. I'm really excited to talk to you and learn from you and share some tips to the hospitality world. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. That was your choice to leave me, by the way.
Yes,
Otherwise, you were a star. So
I remember. I remember. Now it's not star, but I had to choose. Yeah. No, that time, if I remember, I took the decision before you arrived. I already resigned, and then you arrived. So if it was a little bit earlier, I would definitely stay. But here we go. If I have to ask you, because I know you speak multiple languages, I know that. I know that from a very funny story. I'll bring it up after. But if you would choose a language to run a hotel with, which language that would be?
I don't know. If it's in Egypt, I will tell you, Arabic.
Yes.
That I guess will make the whole communication style fun. But unfortunately, it has to be English, right?
It has to be English.
Because English is an international language, and then especially in a destination like the UAE where you have 40, 45, 50 nationalities. The team is quite large. That it's gonna have to be English. We
Yes,
don't want
definitely.
to feel unwelcomed.
Yes, that's true.
But
And the
Egypt,
story,
Arabic, for sure,
Arabic,
100%.
yeah, definitely. And I was really shocked. I remember when you joined, I really didn't realize you speak fluent Arabic,
Yeah,
Egyptian. And I
street
remember what
street Egyptian.
street Egyptian. And I remember. So let's go back to the early days. And what brought you to hospitality? What's the story?
The story is I was a lost kid, kind of misbehaving at school. School was not. I didn't really enjoy school, but eventually, after being lost for a while and having some of my family members in the hospitality industry that used to do I do actually quite well, and that similar person, was kind of a father figure for me that I respected a lot. Then I decided to join his path basically. So my uncle used to be a very strong leader back in Egypt with Hilton. So
Nice.
that was an easy door for me. Plus, I respected a lot his personal achievements. So he's someone that I always regarded very highly. So I decided to join his path. But actually, he made me work quite early in that industry. I joined working. I think he made me work when I was already 15 in the F&B. I mean, I used to travel wherever he used to be. So first we traveled in Kenya, and then he settled for a while in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh. So I had the opportunity to travel very young in Sharm el-Sheikh, where Sharm el-Sheikh was happening. So instead of me enjoying nightlife of Sharm el-Sheikh for 15 years old, he made me and work hard under the sun. So that's the story. Basically, I followed my father figure path.
Really, really nice, and to know also that you've been there from early age, that you must have seen, and learned so much, definitely.
Yeah, it was I was always, I was born in hotels, so this environment operationally was very natural from day one. So when I walk into a hotel, for me it's very easy to sense the operation, to sense the vibe, because I was always living in hotels since I'm 6 years old. So that was a very natural environment, and has been
Already
always.
your lifestyle, in your blood,
Definitely.
Breaking records in RGI and revenue doesn't happen really overnight. What's one principle or your mindset to really make that achievement?
I mean, we've opened this property. So I was part of the pre-opening of Movenpick Margin Island. So I joined the team. I was the first one to join from the hotel perspective, but I joined in January 2021, just post-COVID, and then we opened June 2022. It's a combination of a lot of different areas. So first of all, the destination, Ras Al Khaimah, Marjan Island, is enjoying great positive interest from a leisure perspective, from a corporate perspective. The destination is really has always managed to position itself differently from the other Emirates of the UAE. Plus the arrival of Wynn Resort as the first casino in the UAE, has brought huge interest for the destination. So the destination itself, is authentic. It's nature, it's mountains. It's really different. We have beautiful beaches. So it's really you really look forward to be proud in the destination. Then when we came into the destination, I think the destination was really hungry to welcome a proper 5-star with the right facilities. So from a product perspective, this hotel is really nice. The design is minimalistic. You feel really at home. It's really warm, friendly. You have great space, beautiful landscaping, nice beach, plus a good F&B. All the rooms are sea view. So the product by itself is really, really fresh, nice. And then I was fortunate to have great support from an ownership perspective, who really supported me to really keep improving the product year on year. So that's key to make sure that we remain really trendy. Then the big element of all those achievements is surround yourself with good people. From when you open a property, it's easier when you take over an own property from a general manager perspective, because you are able to select the right profile from the beginning, and it's a quick. You don't have to sometimes make changes or go through to change or go through to mentality change or approach change. So from when you make a pre-opening, you select your team from the beginning. And I was really fortunate to really in each positions, and you go down to the levels to rely on people that has the mindset, the right experience, the right approach. So you build up that positive energy from day one.
Wow.
So those are the key elements. Then we open knowing how to bring the business. So all those achievements really, when we really took the property to last year, was really the kind of a peak. But it was the progress from the opening day. So it's the team, destination, product, ownership. It's a really positive.
Yeah. Well, it's all moved from the top, So definitely, I'm confident there everyone is involved, definitely. But of course, I believe, at least from my experience, that when the captain is sailing and really going to the right direction, you always arrive to your destination. So wow, I'm sold. You make it hard for yourself, team. I think.
Yeah, we'll see. It's always. I mean, you always have ups and downs, but I think,
Of course,
if you have the right day-to-day energy, this is positive. You can
absolutely.
overcome, everything.
Absolutely, and I fully agree with you because surrounding, with the right people, with the right energy, really makes a lot of difference. So really nice to hear that you have managed large teams and achieved really, as we mentioned, exceptional, rewards. What's your formula of creating that culture? Because that also, like you said, it starts from day one, but it also needs a lot of things to keep it, for all that long time. And you've been there for quite some time. So what is the secret ingredients?
I think the secret. I mean, I've always been solution driven. So when I see something, and has been always in my character, when I see something, I want to fix it. And it's everywhere. If it's from a quality perspective, it's from a service perspective, from a product perspective, from a commercial perspective, financial perspective. I'm a solution driven person, so I will
Exactly.
always try to understand the reason. Plus, I always track. I'm pretty good at tracking. And so I will use the data to assist me in tracking trends. The team will bring me, their concern, their opinion, and then usually I will drive the solutions, and bring the team together and push to fix those areas. So when you have this type of approach from day one, the team embrace it, and you keep improving day on day. It's not it brings that energy, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Wow, really, really nice to hear. And not only that, you're also not building a culture, but you're building teams, you're building leaders. So, what kind of, hints that you can spot like a good leader in hospitality in general?
Yeah, I mean, our hospitality is not an easy environment, but there is so many rooms for mistakes in our industry. Like,
Of course.
we welcome or host over 1,000 guests every day. You
Oh,
serve 3,000 covers a day. You have 150 check-in, check-out. So there is a lot of
absolutely.
improvement. But I always appreciate attitude. If you have a gentleman that has the right, when I say attitude, I say approach. Approach,
Yeah,
business.
yeah,
This is something that I really appreciate, and also I really appreciate executive or the team that have a good technical understanding of their own business. So this brings me confidence in the ability to give me feedback. Plus, also appreciate executives that are hands-on, that are here with the team, involve themselves with the operation, involve themselves with guests, that are credible on the floor. So when you add all those elements, you have people that are usually committed.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's a lot of different skills, definitely. And as
Yeah,
you
it's
said,
it's a tough industry, so
it is, it is, it is.
not everybody can make it, and it needs a lot of kind of skills. Plus,
Yeah,
usually those head of departments, have a minimum of 50 to 100 employees to manage. It's a big team. So yeah, it's not an easy environment.
This definitely. What do you think for people out there, wanna achieve, wanna go higher, wanna go to a general manager position, or even doesn't matter any leader position? What kind of tips on terms of skills that you can give based on your own experience?
I've got I've got asked many times the question, and I always say that, the only tip I can tell you is, or I can give is, whenever you don't understand, please ask,
Yes.
and understand. So I had this, I was thrown into early age to kind of management position without being experienced. But I always, whenever I was surrounded by something that I don't understand, whatever a department is, or whatever topic, I was never shy to say, I don't understand.
Mm.
Explain. And since I've been doing that quite early, by the time of, I've generated all those white hairs, then
Yes,
you get to know a lot of things, because it's a daily learning experience. Our industry. This is the fun part of our industry, that every day you learn. So if you have that approach, you keep learning and you keep growing, and you become really credible when you deal with team, when you deal with department heads, because you're in that position to be able to, that you understand their own department, and you can really advise, coach, and drive from a big picture perspective the business.
Yeah. Wow, I love this. It's not really something that you hear a lot of time, when it comes to what the best skill, but actually asking and not being scared to make mistakes and ask questions. Absolutely, it helped me as well. So you're right, and especially in an environment where a hotel like yours, with so many things can happen, like thousands of guests every day, thousands of covers, hundreds of check-ins. So learning would be definitely something that the key to win, to win the fight. So really nice. I want to shift a little bit towards sustainability and hospitality. And I know that because I've been following you, I've been watching your posts and on LinkedIn, and you have said sustainability is not driven by one person, it's embedded into your daily operation. Can you walk us through what that looks like in a practice and in a day at a Movenpick?
Sustainability. First of all, is you need to to support the mindset. As a leader, it will start from you. If you start to initiate and support the mindset of the overall approach of sustainability, because it's a different areas.
Yes.
It starts from there. Now, whenever, first of all, from a company perspective, Accor has been and Movenpick as a brand, because Movenpick has been acquired for the past 5 years by Accor. So from Movenpick, when I was working for Movenpick already, the company was really focused on making sure that all their hotels worldwide are certified from a third party company from a sustainability point of view. And Accor had exactly the same approach. So from a company perspective, first of all, you are requested and pushed and supervised that you support sustainability activities in your hotel. There is a really strong and positive interest from a company perspective that makes sure that all their hotels worldwide are focusing on the sustainability. And it's a path. So there is different there's different focus point, I would say. Now, from a operation perspective, it's a really a holistic approach from a procurement to the delivery to data recording. So you have a lot of departments that are involved in their own activities.
Really nice.
And being also in Marjan Island, where you're actually in an island, and an Emirates that is very focused on nature.
Yeah.
Actually it motivates you to make sure that from a business perspective that you don't harm the environment.
Definitely.
So that's really fun to support. But sustainability is not only CO2 emission or plastic or
Yes. Yes.
it's making sure that you're a good employer, so you have activities to support. And here also, like we try to support communities. So we have actually an employee that has autistic spectrum, so we try to support him in his path and give him opportunities. We have also some kitchen employees that are mute and deaf, and he's still cooking. So we try to support communities and also the charities and all those activities. So it's a really holistic approach. But yeah, it's everybody's involved.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like every single person has to be involved in that. I've been there also with recent companies I worked with, and it's a really teamwork to achieve that. But it's fun, and it's definitely when you realize, when you have this vision of not hurting the environment, not only that, but also the teams and the charity and all that, then it works. For new general managers or maybe somebody starting their journey in sustainability, where do they start? How they can really make sure they understand everything and they make it right?
I mean, so nowadays actually you have the education offers this understanding. You can see that people can have master degree in sustainability.
That's true.
If you care about, if you have that love and care about the environment, you have to make sure that every business limits his CO2 emission. I would say that's the first understanding you have. So you need to understand that calculation and the entire business approach, because it's not also this expense to our partners. It's expense to our employee. As a business, how much CO2 emission we produce, but it also as a supplier, coming to deliver the tomatoes, produces CO2 emission to deliver those tomatoes. So actually, it's part of our CO2 emission calculation. So really, it's expense, or for example, our employee accommodation. We need those employees to operate the business. So that building over there needs to be also sustainable friendly. So it's really you need to have a full comprehensive
understanding.
So I think this would start like that, and then understand what really have a negative and positive impact on that. Because you can do a lot, and you can do small things with minimum investment that have a good impact or very positive impact, and then you have activities that are really having a really high investment but have maybe a long-term impact.
Yeah, that's true. It's you can easily say sustainability, and I understand, but it's a big. I know it's a lot of details, a lot of different aspects, a lot of different parts of the business. So it's good to hear about that. Innovation and the future of hospitality. As you know, hospitality is evolving with AI, digital marketing, shifting guest expectation. What excites you the most?
I'm not sure if AI excites me.
Me too.
I'm scared to lose my job. I'm scared. Like someone will replace me with a robot or something. I don't know. AI somehow. There is a big hype on AI. I still believe we are people business. We welcome guests. People go back to hotels because of employees, for sure, because of the destination, because of the product. But guests come back also when they feel that it's well managed, the employee are friendly, the service is good. I think it's maybe 80% of the decision making of coming back to a hotel.
Yes.
So I don't think AI will replace, or I hope that AI doesn't replace, the front office agent, the bellman, the waiter, the chef that cooks the eggs in the morning.
No, no, don't want to go there.
But it's becoming scary. You have hotels, like that will deliver your breakfast with a robot. I know
That's
it's
true.
China. I was back in Florida. I saw those robots in the streets that brings the deliveries, any type of delivery. So you have tons of robots in the streets.
Wow. We're
So
going there.
yeah, so so there is a big hype of, and when you see the speed also of content, like you can create a flyer or a video, in a minute. So
Yes.
graphic designs, or so definitely there will be a few jobs that are going to be potentially be replaced. I hope AI help us in the admin side of the business. Closing books during the month. Avoid that admin that could take
Hours and hours. Yeah.
day for an employee of into Excel sheets and checks and paperwork. I hope this helps us to really close the books or make reconciliation really fast and accurate, and so help us avoid those human mistakes. And I hope it stops here. I hope AI help us avoiding the mistakes that we could potentially do and work faster, but keep our job and keep our industry being a people focused industry.
I fully on the same direction. I think it is the way that we're going, but hospitality is about people. It's about people. It's about connection. It's about that human, genuine touch that we always hear in the values and of companies. But you're right. It should be like balanced. So where do you see the balance? It's definitely good to have it for the admin stuff, but also sometimes it can help in some maybe check in and check outs and stuff like that. But I don't know how's that gonna happen. But do you see a balance actually can happen?
Most probably they will have to balance. Then you will have destinations that are really tech focused, and will really make sure that this is being driven. But I hope not too much. I hope we keep making the eggs in the morning, making pancakes. Otherwise, we'll be only there to solve complaints.
Yes.
Once the AI has not managed to deliver the service, then we will need human to handle the complaint.
Indeed. I'm going for a really special part of the podcast that I want to get more advices from you as a leader that I've been inspired by for so long, for so many years. I've been watching your career. I've been watching your growth from not your very young age, but when we were in that time in moving tech. But for somebody who's dreaming really to achieve in your position, what kind of advice you want to give to?
Um, so work hard. Our industry is a hard-working environment. So if you are looking for a job that is 9 to 5 and have consistency in the time you're getting back home every night, then avoid hospitality. So
It's not the
that's my first advice. If you are not, if you don't enjoy hospitality, find another job straight away.
Absolutely right.
It's not for everybody. It requires a lot of you need to be committed. So definitely your priority is not home. Your priority will be work. Unless you are looking just for a job, like nowadays also hospitality is not the environment where you have to work 16 hours. Like now we can offer proper working hour environment. It's not like back in the days in my
Yes.
era. You to be a good guy, you had to do extra hours and not complain. So that era is over. But to succeed, definitely you need to invest your personal time in that environment. It's not an environment, especially when you start to grow, is not, and if you want to grow further, is that, you know, you need to dedicate time and this needs to be kind of your priority for until, you know, a good 15 first years of your time, because you need to keep growing. And those opportunities, you know, is sometimes you need to be lucky, you need to be in the right place to work on the right management, the right leader, the right company. So it's a tough environment. But if you are looking for a job that is different every day, and that's what I was looking for when I was a lost kid, you know, because I was always a person that get bored really quickly. So I need to be surrounded by 100,000 of things. Then it's for you. So you really need to be committed and dedicated. You won't achieve by being, you know, half, or, you know, I'm going home at 9 or at 5 p.m. and this type of thing.
Definitely. I've been there. I hear everything and it's absolutely true. Because you can be doing your average, you know, or doing your job, but you're gonna stay doing your job, you're gonna stay average. What I have learned in hospitality, if you really want to go to the next position, always you really have to do the extra mile. You have to go further than what is normal. And that of course requires time and staying late, and not just for the sake of staying late. No, but you will be involved in things that make you late in the hotel. So really
So,
really nice.
you can't. You will have to eventually do some hours. Um, you know, the other advice is that I would really advise anyone that wants to join this career to get a hotel management diploma and master degree if you are really motivated. I think it's not required as a start, but could be required, you know, if you are really. I regret not to have done a master degree somehow earlier in my career. But, you know, and I would really advise that this diploma include work experience, because you have really fresh graduates that are really white in Arabic, like abyad, right?
And hungry for learning, definitely.
Yeah. And what I really enjoy is what and I will refer to our previous discussion, is that, you know, when you have executives that are technically aware and strong and operationally aware and strong, you know, you will become a credible head of department. And sometimes when you lack experience and when you go too fast in your growth, because, you know, the new generation is very impatient to grow. They are all want to become, you know, millionaire and influencers, or they want, you know, most of them are coming from, you know, very, very good schools where they have really invested in their education, because, you know, those schools are quite expensive. So they want to get their return really fast, and they want to become or an assistant, a head of department, or a head of a department within, you know, a year. But, you know, our industry requires experience.
Yes, absolutely.
You need to, you know, toughen your skin, because, you know, I mean, to be credible. And I really care that, you know, when I hire people, they are credible operationally and they are technically aware. That's important to drive the business.
Really, really nice to hear. Toughen your skills, you know, and also experience required to you gotta be part of that path, you know, part of that culture to grow there.
Yeah,
Really,
and then
really good to hear.
from a people management perspective as well, you know, like, it's not only operation, but we are people managers. You know, in our industry, you know, departments have large team, and as an HOD, also you are required. We are expected to be Superman in our industry.
Yes.
I'm expected to be a Superman. Our HOD are expecting to be a Superman. No mistakes. We know everything. Yeah, it's true.
That's
It's a
true.
tough
That's
industry.
true.
It's no complaint.
That's true.
Everything is good. Everything is hassle free, and it doesn't happen. So to be able to manage people, it requires skills and experience. You need to be exposed to different type of people. You need to be exposed to nationality. You need to be exposed to culture. You need to be exposed to destination. You need to expose to law. I mean, it's really so. In our industry, we are requested to be operationally strong and experienced, and from a people expect uh, perspective the same. So
Yeah,
it's not easy. It's not
it
easy.
is. It is. Wow, some really nice tips there. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. Um, what a book that you can maybe share? That's something
I don't read
you
books.
you don't read
I don't
books.
read books. I
That's
don't
good.
like books.
No, but
So
out of Movenpick, out of Accor, if I ask you on a personal level, what is the brand that you really look up to and you enjoy staying there? You've been there and you are inspired by.
me, I always I'm not a guy that was really reading a book every week. Unfortunately, that was an issue when I was at school. Actually, I
Okay.
read a lot. I read a lot during my day. You read a lot of reports, data. So this I enjoy feeding myself with information.
Yeah.
Uh, I enjoy every all those learning activities that all those companies provide you. Um,
Nice.
they give you the technical information to do your job better. So that's what I have really enjoyed throughout my career. I've done a lot. I've done some master
Absolutely. Yeah.
degree certifications, and when I was working with Hilton as a young department head, I received a lot of those training activities where you could fly to a destination and enjoy paid.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
That's over, by the way, in our industry. Everything is online now. But I remember, with Hilton getting really good courses for a few days. I went through
Yeah.
assessment centers with Hilton as well,
Nice.
uh, where they groom you into different field of our management skills. So those I really enjoy. So yes, I don't like to read, but I really enjoy those learning
The
activities.
interactive trainings, yeah, like activities and stuff.
With
Yeah.
Accor, same things. I've learned a lot about sustainability during with Accor, and management skills. So it's a journey.
Yes,
So to
yes.
answer your question, throughout my career, this is the best I've enjoyed. I always had difficulties. You always need to say, okay, I need to pose myself and really allocate a month, 2 weeks, a week away from kind of operation somehow. And in our industry, we hate to do that. But and focus on your learning.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish I would do it more, or I would have done it more, or go really to spend. Instead of going Dubai Mall every month, really acquire that money and get a master degree. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that. I enjoyed really much when I was at a Movenpick or Marriott. I really enjoyed those training when you travel. You meet different colleagues, you go to a different country, different property. Actually, for me, it was really important because I saw different I was in sales, so it was good to see other property, and have this, okay, I've been there, I know where is it located, I know the house, where's the bathroom, I know where's the pool, I know where's the room. To really relate to this. We're almost the end of the podcast, and
Pleasure.
this is my famous question. What does level up means to you, Fabian?
Develop,
Level up.
level up.
Yeah.
Level up means actually it goes back to what I told you, right? Solution driven, energy, fixing issues on daily basis. You know, thinking. I like also the, I'm an overthinker. So, you know, it's a problem somehow, and that's giving me all those here in the year, because unfortunately, I overthink. So somehow it could give you a bit of anxiety, but it has allowed me to really challenge my surroundings. So whenever I
Yeah.
go back home, my unfortunately my brain does not switch off. Unfortunately, I wish it will keep on, but I will always overthink on things,
Yeah. Yeah.
on the on a subject, on a matter with my owners, or on the decision that I took during the day with a certain issue, or on the way that on the way how I handle a situation, or if I have a problem. But I keep overthinking. So this has allowed me to actually keep leveling up
Yeah.
my environment.
Nice.
So to answer your, it's being solution driven, have the energy, the passion to keep going, because sometimes life is tough. Sometimes you wake up tired, or you have a bad day, or but it's keeping that energy to really keep that drive, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Great.
that's level up for me.
It has been really pleasure having you in the show. Thank you for your time. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
so excited to release it, and we'll stay in touch, of course. Wish you all the best. And you never know, we might meet soon in some part of this world.
I hope so, man. Take care.
Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead.
You too.